Welcome to JGTCR, I'm Cope, and today we are tuning the Camaro ZL1 1LE. Let's get into it. In factory trim, this Chevrolet is a fairly decent drive, but it does have some quirks we must become accustomed to if we want to drive it effectively. This chassis feels heavy in the nose and light in the tail. Simple bumps in the road can cause understeer when all was good beforehand. The tail end has a tendency to kick at the very last moment as we straighten up on corner exit. The handling is good when we have front end traction. Unfortunately, as previously mentioned, it is considerably easy to unsettle the front end, which causes understeer. But besides that, the turning ability is okay for the most part, albeit a bit cumbersome. The default setting for this vehicle is to slide the tail end, so we must be cautious when turning hard. The power is good, with plenty of grunt and push power to propel us around the track. The power delivery is good 80% of the time. It does have a peculiar VTEC moment, if you will, at higher RPM that causes the tail to kick even when we are mostly straightened up. As such, it is best to only go full throttle when on dead straight sections of road and keep to lower RPM while cornering. The brakes work well and do what they are meant to effectively. This vehicle is quite stable under braking with no issues to report. Let's collect our time. 7 minutes, 4.4 seconds. On to the race tune. The Camaro ZL1 had issues with both over and understeer. This tune is the best we can do to reach a compromise between managing both. The ballast over the rear wheels helps us with traction from the tail end, while the body height adjustment being lower at the front than the rear helps us gain more traction from the front wheels. The remainder of our suspension setup tries to reach a happy medium, reducing both over and understeer. Let's head back out to the Nürburgring. Balance has been restored, not to the universe, but to this Camaro. After modifying and tuning, the vehicle responds more appropriately to our inputs, with much less in the way of slides and misbehaving. The handling can seem lazy from the onset, but once we get used to how this Camaro moves, it comes together quite nicely. The steering is firm and somewhat rigid, but it does provide the stability the front end needs to keep traction and the tail end in check. The power is quite high, and this engine loves to rev. After extending the top end speed, it can seem to take a while to get through the rev range, but the added traction from doing so is more than worth it. The power delivery is aggressive but well contained if we drive appropriately. Even with just a mild understanding of throttle control, this vehicle is putty in our hands. The brakes are solid and stop us considerably quickly with plenty of stability the whole way through. Let's collect our time. "6 minutes, 6.9 seconds. And now the drift tune. A a fairly ordinary drift tune for the Camaro ZL1 by our standards. The points of interest are the increase of ballast to 110 kilos with a ballast positioning of 40, and we have changed our differential type from active LSD to fully customizable, and all of the settings are completely maxed at 60 points apiece. Let's drift Suzuka. The Camaro ZL1 is a very versatile drift machine. It has the ability to go from a slow swaying drift to an agile, attentive drift with just a change in our driving style. The handling is great no matter the style we choose to drift in, but it does have the usual dead spot when switching directions if we are careless with our wheel speed while drifting. But generally speaking, the steering is accurate with little in the way of understeer. There is plenty of power at hand and it has no issues spinning the wheels. Power delivery is crisp and always at the ready to perform. It is totally dependent on us and how we choose to put that power to the ground. It has the ability to be hyper attentive or a slow burn hanging the tail lazily. It really is the dealer's choice. The versatility of the Camaro ZL1 makes it a great all-round drift car and a perfect beginner drift car. And that's all we have for you today, so until next time, keep racing!